Angel Reese, who's already suspended for tonight's game for getting her atypical foul, has now also been suspended by the Chicago Sky only for the first half against the Aces on Sunday, all because she spoke facts about the Chicago Sky's front office, even though the Chicago Sky front office called out Angel Reese after a 2-6 start. After a loss to the Liberty earlier on the season, Sky's GM said how they need to make improvements in every facet of the roster, but more importantly, said how Angel Reese had to be better, even though the organization traded the number 3 overall pick in this past year's draft, as well as the first and second round pick in the 2027 draft, all to acquire Ariel Atkins. But worst of all, the Sky traded their first round pick in next year's draft to the Minnesota Lynx to move up to number 11, just to draft Hailey Van Lith at number 11, even though she was going to go in the second round, who they drafted and don't even play. But when Angel Reese speaks out on these moves, she gets suspended. But that's not even the worst part. I sound like a broken record every time I talk about this, because the Chicago Sky are 10-30, have the potential to have the number 1 overall pick in next year's draft, and they don't even own it because they traded to the best team in the league in the Minnesota Lynx, once again just to draft Hailey Van Lith. But when Angel Reese speaks out on how the organization needs to be better, she gets suspended. Your star, by the way, only suspended for the first half of the game. But here's the statement from the Chicago Sky organization. Because of statements detrimental to the team made by Angel Reese during league-mandated media, she will not play in the first half of the game on September 7 against the Las Vegas Aces. We all understand that Angel's comments warranted some type of disciplinary action. But once again, did she say anything wrong? Did she lie? When the organization has a history of making very questionable decisions, they fired Coach T. Spoon, who Angel Reese, your star, absolutely loved after just 1 year. Courtney Vandersloot, who they signed during the offseason, went down with a season-ending injury, and they have yet to address that position, even though they drafted Hailey Van Lith. That number 3 overall draft pick that they traded for Ariel Atkins ended up being Sonia Citron, who was already an all-star as a rookie. Look, we all understand the suspension, but at the same time, Angel Reese was challenging the front office and telling them that they need to be better.